Hi folks, I'm Jason Milnick, the Director of Field Enablement here at Coveo. And today I'm going to walk you through how you can build a knowledge intelligence experience into each phase of your sales cycle. Now before we get into this, you should understand that the most effective sales organizations are those that have solid sales frameworks and clear processes in place for agents to work through. Now I'll show you our view of an effective end-to-end sales experience and how we keep our reps focused on closing business rather than searching for content and recreating content endlessly. So with that, let's shift gears over into the demo environment. Okay, so here we have our demo environment. This is a Salesforce Lightning Sales Console, and it's leveraging Coveo over here on the right side of the screen in our insight panel. Now before I get into all of these insights, I'm going to take a quick moment to walk you through some of the fields. One of the best ways you can use Coveo inside a Salesforce ecosystem is to use the Salesforce field APIs to send context over to Coveo. Context helps in a couple ways. One, it's the raw material that our machine learning models can learn from. So the more context information we have, the more personalized our experience can get for our end users and more customized you can make it. You can also use context to manually boost certain content, to create rules and all that kind of good stuff. But you're going to see a combination of all these things happening here in the insight panel. And finally, context is great because any field that you send to Coveo context can be used in reporting, so you can capture analytics around all of these attributes. So some of the information that we're taking into account here are things like the company name, the industry, the solution interest, which is essentially what product this particular prospect may be interested in, and the persona that we're dealing with, the description, the value proposition, even a use case description. And so getting over to the Coveo side of things on the left side insight panel here, this is how we're able to help our sales reps be more productive in the workflow, because this is a lead record. These are the records they're going to be working with day in and day out as they're going through their leads and cold calling or following up. And we have built out several really specialized tabs on here that the employees can use to help guide them through managing this lead. So the first tab is all content, and all content is really just a combination of all of the different content sources that we have. So we've got content coming in from all kinds of different places. With Coveo, it's pretty much limitless to the amounts of content you want to index and where it resides. We've got an answer for pretty much any content repository. What we use it for mostly, this all content tab, is really for external facing stuff, because we're indexing all of our public facing documentation. So it's really good in terms of following up with prospects. We have a marketing tab. Now this is more curated content that's available for our employees to use. It's kind of internal. It's things like battle cards that you'll find a lot of in here, which really helps our reps position our products based on the product of interest that's selected. We have a outcomes tab as well. This comes from a repository that we have. It's called the Business Outcome Catalog. And basically what this is, it's a library of real life customers of ours who have demonstrated a positive impact on certain KPIs. Now these KPIs are being driven by the values in the value proposition field. So you can see here, it's about self-service and case deflection. That's what this prospect cares about. And so when you go to the outcomes tab, you can see some examples of real life Coveo customers who have had a tremendous improvement on case deflection. So we can actually leverage that as part of our story in our initial sales call. And we have a guidance tab. Now this is probably the first place that our reps are going to go to. The guidance tab is going to have information about that's going to really be designed to help them move this lead or opportunity through the sales cycle. And in this case, we're on a lead record, so it's really all about how do we get this lead into the sales funnel. That means that we have to have a good opening statement. We have to have a really good credibility statement. We have to have good discovery questions to qualify the lead and get it into the funnel. And so the top result here is a credibility statement. This is something that the reps can look at and incorporate into their pitch. As I scroll through here, you'll find I also have discovery questions. So hopefully we're going to get into a discovery conversation with the prospect, and they can quickly go here and capture the discovery questions that they need to qualify the opportunity. And before I go any further, you'll notice that these are contextualized. So the industry of this particular lead is manufacturing. So it's no coincidence that that's the top result here. And that's a Coveo for Salesforce. That's the solution interest. So again, you'll see a lot of Salesforce stuff in here. So that's really going to be there to help them not only prepare for the call, but also respond and react in the heat of the moment when they need to, have conversations with the prospect. One thing I also want to call to your attention is that there is this banner up here at the top that tells me I'm working with Support Sally. That is being driven by the values in this persona field. So you can change this. This is something that we get from Marketo. For example, if I change that to a different persona, I'm going to have different content in here. That's really going to be more targeted towards a marketing persona. So you can see I've got marketing centric content here when I switch it to a marketing persona, or even if I go ahead and switch it to like a digital Dave, different persona type, I'm going to get different content that's really all about AI and digital, and it's going to be more geared towards that particular experience. In a nutshell, when you're a business development rep here at Coveo, you want to go to your guidance tab. You're going to get your credibility statements. You're going to get your discovery questions. You can go to your marketing tab to learn more information about your persona, about the product, how to really position it effectively. You can go to your outcomes tab to find real life business outcomes that you can leverage as part of the conversation to build credibility. And when all is said and done, then it comes time to follow up with your prospect. You're going to be able to access content from our marketing site that is kind of geared towards your prospect based on their persona and their interests. And so it's kind of a one-stop shop for all that they need to develop new prospects. Now, really quickly, one more thing that I want to demonstrate for you is how we handle new hires. So the experience that we showed you there with the Insight panel was really designed for a business development rep who is in the heat of battle, in the workflow. How do they become more effective and more proficient? Now, when you're a new hire coming on, we have a different kind of experience. So this is what we call a full search page. And you can integrate this into Salesforce as in a community page, or in our case, it's right within Sales Cloud, just a different tab in there. So for a new hire, when you first join Coveo, you can go into your training catalog tab, and based on your job title, say I'm a new business development rep, I can click on business development. I'm going to be presented in sequential order. This is essentially the curriculum that we would give a new hire, and they can go through all these e-learning modules one at a time. Now, if I'm, a seasoned rep and I want to do some ongoing training, then I can use my categories here to figure out what I'm looking for. So maybe I want some training specifically around business outcomes. I can click on the outcomes category, and now I'm going to have some, specialized training that is really focused on what I'm looking for. And all interfaces that we build here at Coveo, if I wanted to do a search, you can search for something too. So maybe I wanted to learn about discovery. See if we have any sales training on that. Yes, we do have the art of effective discovery. So this is a great opportunity for, if you do have an LMS, like we use SkillJar as our LMS, we just index the content with Coveo and we present it right here in the Coveo search screen. So I hope that was helpful in sharing some insight into how we use Coveo internally within our Sales Cloud environment to drive agent proficiency and efficiency and improve our overall employee experience. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.